Hi, I'm Denise. Thank you for watching my video. This is part 2 of the consonant overview of American English pronunciation. I would like to show you a consonant chart now. This chart will help to show you how to produce each consonant sound. There are many consonant charts available in textbooks and on the internet. I have adapted this particular one from the textbook Pronouncing American English, 2nd edition, by Gertrude F. Orion. So if you'd like more information, you can take a look at that textbook. As I said, there are also consonant charts available on the internet for you. So this particular one that I have adapted will show you 3 very important things to consider when making a consonant sound. The first thing is where I have number 1 here, the place of articulation. The place means where in our mouth, or what part of our mouth, of articulation. To articulate means to speak, to make a sound. So where or what part of our mouth are we using to make this sound? Okay? That's place of articulation. For example, the first thing here says 2 lips. So am I using my lips to make the sound? Okay? Or further down, there are some that have teeth and other things. Am I using my teeth, my tongue? Okay? That's place of articulation, the first thing to keep in mind. Number 2, the second thing to keep in mind is manner of production. Manner means how. Production means to produce or to make. So how are we making the sound? How are we blocking the air? Are we completely blocking the flow of air in our mouth? Are we partially blocking it? Are we letting the air continue out for a while? Are we putting it through our nose? So manner of production means how we are producing the sound, how we are forcing the air out of our mouth or out of our lungs. The third thing to keep in mind is voicing. Is the sound voiced or not voiced? So I've used the same letters here that I used previously. VL means voiceless, so we are not using voicing to produce the sound that's below the VL. And remember, voicing refers to the vibration of our vocal cords. In the column VD, these sounds that are below VD are voiced sounds. So we are using the vibration of our vocal cords to make those sounds. Okay? So we have 3 main things that are shown on here. Place of articulation, so where or what part of our mouth are we using? Manner of production, how are we producing that sound? And 3 is voicing. Is the sound voiceless or is it voiced? I've also given you some keywords, a keyword for each sound, and these are the same words that I used previously. So, let's take a look at this consonant chart. Okay, first of all, if we start over here, manner of production, 2 lips. So some sounds require us to use our word 2 lips to make the sound. So some examples, the sound P. Okay, notice I close my lips and then I open them. P. P. B also uses the 2 lips. And if we go across, we also have M. M as in me. And we have W as in we. Notice with this sound, I'm using my lips, but I'm not closing my lips. For this sound, I closed my lips. This one is me. So I closed my lips. For this one, my lips are open, but they are important for this sound. They are open and they are rounded, like this. W, w, followed by a vowel sound. So in here it's we. But notice I am using my lips, but I must round them, okay? So that means the place of articulation is the same for each of these sounds. The place is my two lips, that's what's important. But number two, the manner of each of these is different. The manner in this column, or the way or how we produce the sound, everything in this column is a stop plosive. Stop means that we momentarily stop the flow of air. We completely stop it, and then when we open our mouth, we release the air forcefully. We let the air explode from our mouth, so we get the word plosive, similar to explode. So this is a stop plosive. I stop the air, then I release it in a forceful way. Puh, puh. Here I do the same with buh, buh. I stop the air and then I let it come out forcefully. Buh, buh. The difference, of course, between the two is that this one is voiceless and this one is voiced. But if we continue across here, you'll notice that the manner of production for this is not a stop plosive. For this one, it's a nasal. That means I force the air out through my nose, through my nasal passage or my nose, and not through my mouth. So my lips are still important, two lips. My lips are closed for this sound, but I don't open my mouth and let the air explode out as I do for these two sounds. I force the air through my nose. So if you try it, you can put your finger below your nose, below your nostrils, and you should feel a little bit of air coming out of your nose. So this one uses the two lips, but it's a nasal sound. This one uses the two lips, but it's a glide or a semivowel. That means the lips are open and the air is not obstructed. It's similar to a vowel in that we're not blocking the air. And also these others, they're considered syllabic. Some of these sounds can make a syllable without a separate vowel sound. Okay, let's go back to this column, okay? We had two lips, stop plosive. We go down here. These are still in the stop plosive column. So these two sounds are also stops or stop plosives. We completely stop the air from coming out of the mouth momentarily, and then we let it out rather forcefully, okay? But this time we're not using the two lips. We're using the tongue tip and the upper gum ridge. The upper gum ridge is the hard ridge just behind my upper teeth. Okay? And you put your finger in your mouth, just behind your upper teeth, there's a hard ridge. Try to draw this. If these are your teeth, behind your teeth there's a ridge, then we go up and this is the roof of the mouth. I know this isn't a very good picture. The gum ridge is right there. It's a hard part. And by the way, this is the roof of the mouth. The first part of it, this part is hard, and it's called the hard palate up here, which I have down here, hard palate. It's also called the roof of your mouth, the top of your mouth. It's the hard part. If we continue towards the back of the mouth, in the back, this is the soft palate. If you can reach way back in your mouth with your tongue, if you put your tongue way back and touch the top of your mouth, it should feel soft. That's the soft palate, and I have that down here, soft palate. But the first part, this is a horrible picture, but the first part of the roof of your mouth is hard, and it's the hard palate, okay? But before that, just behind the upper teeth is the upper gum ridge, okay? So, let me go back here. I was talking about t and d. These are formed with the tongue tip, okay, the tip of the tongue, at the upper gum ridge, so behind my upper front teeth, okay? But they are stop plosives. That means with my tongue there, I completely stop the flow of air momentarily, then I release it forcefully. So this one is t, t, t. So I'm spitting out the air, it's forceful. This one is d, d, d. And the difference, of course, is that t is voiceless. There's no vocal cord vibration. D is voiced, so there is vocal cord vibration. If we continue down this column, we have k and g. These are also stop plosives, so they are going to stop the flow of air and then release it forcefully. But these are made with the back of the tongue touching the soft palate. So remember I said the soft palate, look at my horrible picture, is way back the top of your mouth, and it's soft. You can touch it right now with the tip of your tongue to see what I mean, to see what I'm talking about. But when we make these two sounds, it's the back of the tongue that is touching the roof of the mouth. So if we pretend this is my tongue, this is the tip, this is the back, so it's the back of my tongue, way back there, which is touching my soft palate. And when it touches, it stops the flow of air. These are stop sounds. Then I release that, I lower that, and release the air. So this is k, k, k. And this one is g, g, g. Voiceless, voiced. Okay? So, back of tongue, soft palate. Those are stop plosives. In this column, we have fricatives. Fricatives are noisy sounds. It sounds like there's a lot of friction. These are not stops. The sounds in this column, none of these others are stops. The sounds in this column do not completely stop the air from coming out of the mouth as the stops do. These block the air, but let it still come out. They partially block the flow of air. So these two sounds are made with the upper teeth and the lower lip. So the upper front teeth rest very lightly on the inner part, the inside of my lower lip, like this. Just very lightly and on the inner part, not on the outside, just on the inside, okay? And then when I do that, I let the air come out of the sides of my mouth. And I do push the air out. It's not stopped, it's being pushed out, so this is a noisy sound. So my teeth are on my lip, and the air is coming out of the sides. That's a voiceless sound. If I let my vocal cords vibrate and have my teeth and lip in the same position, I get. This is also a noisy sound. It's difficult to say without adding a vowel after it, but it's basically the same as this one, except this has voicing. If I say the entire word, van, van. This is food, food. This one is noisier because I'm releasing the air more. This one has the vibration here. Okay, continue down this column of fricatives. Again, these are all noisy sounds. So this one is the voiceless TH sound. This one is, it's hard to make without a vowel or following sounds, but it's that, that. These sounds are made with the tongue tip and the teeth. So I have to put the tip of my tongue between my upper and lower teeth, okay? Like this. My tongue is between my teeth. It protrudes past my teeth, but not far. I don't go like that. I don't stick out my tongue really far. I just let the tip of my tongue go between my teeth, okay? So this one is, can you see my tongue and my teeth? Okay. This is the voiceless sound. This is voiced. Okay. So this is think. Think. This one is the voiced sound, but I still have to have my tongue between my teeth. That. That. Okay. Let's continue down this column. We now have S as in sit and Z as in zoo. These two sounds are made with the tongue tip and the upper gum ridge. So the tip of my tongue is up close to the ridge behind my upper teeth, but it doesn't touch. So if I make this sound, for example, S, S, the tongue is close to the ridge, but I'm pushing the sound, I'm pushing the air out over my tongue. So I'm doing that with both of these sounds. S is the voiceless sound. Z is the voiced sound. Okay, so they're both fricatives, as the other sounds in this column are. If we move down to sh and zh, these two are also made with the tongue and the hard palate. That means the tongue is close to the hard palate, I know this is an awful picture, I'm sorry, the roof of our mouth, the hard part of the roof of our mouth. So the tongue and the hard part of the roof of our mouth, okay? We use that to make shh. But notice also my lips are rounded. Shh. But this is not up there because it's the tongue position that's most important here. The tongue does not touch the roof of my mouth, but it just approaches the roof of my mouth. It gets close to the roof of my mouth. So, shh. And the voiced sound is zh. Notice, I don't believe I mentioned this before, but I have underlined the letters that make the sound. For this sound, the letters are SH. For this one, the letter is S, followed here by a U. Zh. Okay? If we continue down this column, we have, this is difficult to make without adding a vowel sound, but this sound is pushing the air, my throat, the opening between my vocal cords. So it's actually called the glottis. There's an opening here, and I'm pushing the air through there. If I forcefully do it now, and maybe add a vowel sound, it sounds like, okay, I'm pushing the air through here. So, here with the word hat, hat, okay? In the next column, we have the nasal sounds. These sounds are called nasals because we use our nose. We stop the air from coming out of our mouth, and we allow the air to come out through our nose. So for this first sound, as I said earlier, we use our two lips to stop the air, so the lips are closed, but the air is not stopped completely, it's just forced through our nose, and it comes out our nostrils. So you can feel the air coming out of your nose if you put your finger there for any of these sounds. So this one is as in me, and it's a voiced sound. All of these are voiced. If we go down here to this one, this is as in no. To make this sound, we use our tongue tip and the upper gum ridge. So we are putting the tongue on the ridge behind our teeth, and it is touching, it pushes against the ridge, and we stop the air from coming out that way. So my tongue is up, touching the ridge, and I force the air through my nose. And it gives us no. Okay? Then we have the last nasal sound. This is For this one, I am using the back of my tongue and the soft palate. So remember I said the soft palate was way back in our mouth, the roof of my mouth, but way in the back, the soft part, and it's the back of my tongue, not the tip, the back of my tongue that is stopping the air. It's touching my soft palate, and it stops the air from coming out that way, and the air comes through my nose, okay? So the back of my tongue is touching my soft palate, all right? And an example word would be sing, sing, okay? We don't have a hard G. This isn't G at the end. It's sing, okay? The next column is the glides or semivowels. These are all voiced sounds. The first sound here is w, w, as in we. This sound is made using our two lips, as I showed you earlier. The lips must be rounded, like this. We. Okay? W, 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 we. The next sound here, we have O, O, as in let. This sound, both of these sounds, this sound is made with the tongue tip and the upper gum ridge. For this sound, the tongue touches the upper gum ridge. Okay? Let. Let. And for this sound, the tongue does not touch. Red. Red. I will talk about the difference and differences between these sounds in a later video. But for this sound, the tongue touches the ridge behind my teeth. For this sound, the tongue does not touch the ridge behind my teeth. Okay? The next sound is y. As I said earlier, this is the symbol that is used in the International Phonetic Alphabet, but this is the symbol that I will be using in most of my videos, okay? So this sound is y, 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 as in the word yes, yeah. For this sound, we raise our tongue towards the hard palate. We raise the middle part of our tongue up close to the hard palate, okay? That is yeah, yeah. And that's the last one in this column. Then we have the Affricates. The Affricates are ch and j. These sounds are combinations of two other sounds. They are combinations of the stop sounds t and d, and the fricatives sh and zh. So let's take a look over here. This sound here, this is ch, as in chair, chair. So it begins with a t, or it looks like a T, but t, which is a stop sound. T starts with the tongue tip on the upper gum ridge. But the sound we're talking about here also has sh, as in she. So we started with t, and we move into sh, okay? So we have ch, chair. And I would just like to remind you that I do talk about each of these sounds in more detail in different videos, okay? Next we have j, as in the word job. And this is a combination of d and j. Let's take a look at those. D is here, and so it's a stop plosive. D is made with the tongue tip against the upper gum ridge. It's a voiced sound. And from there we move to j, as in the word measure, measure, j. That's also a voiced sound. So for the sound I'm talking about, j, we start with d, a little bit of a d sound, and move into the j sound. Okay? So that gives us j, j. This is a voiced sound. It's made of two other voiced sounds that we just saw. So this is the sound in the word job. This has been an overview of the consonant sounds in English. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like more information or more details, or you'd like to practice making any one of these sounds, please see my other videos. In those videos, I give you more details about making the sounds, and I also give you several practice words containing the sounds, and I give you some practice sentences containing those sounds. So, you don't have to listen to all of them or watch all of them. You can just watch those videos that are important to you. Okay? So I hope that you do take a look at them. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye.